Here are the 9 contestants preparing for today's show. Only one of them can take home the prize money up to £10,000. The rest of the team will leave with nothing, as round by round they are voted off as the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 9 people in the studio here today could win up to £10,000. They only just met, but if they want to win the potential prize money, they have to work as a team, but 8 of them will leave with nothing. As round by round we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
Hello, I'm Eric, I'm 48, and I'm a financial advisor.
Hi, I'm Millie, I'm 21, and I'm a university student.
Hello, my name is Walter. I'm 79 years old, and I'm a retired entertainer.
I'm Josh. I'm 33 years old, and I'm a music artist.
My name is Helen. I'm 37, and I'm a businesswoman.
Hi, I'm Candy. I'm 25, and I'm a hairdresser.
Hi, I'm Edison. I'm 18, and I'm an internet blogger.
My name is Nadia. I'm 54, and a hotel owner.
I'm Lance. I'm 32, and I work in a convenience store.
Now the rules. In each round you have a target of £1,000. The aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £1,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way to get to your target is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong, you'll break the chain and lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is saved, but you'll start a new chain from scratch. Remember team, at the end of the round only money that has been banked can be taken forward. In round 1 there are 3 minutes on the clock. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically, and that's you, Addison. Let's play the weakness link. The first question is for £20. Start the clock. Addison, Madrid is the capital city of which European country?
Spain.
Correct. Nadia, which month of the year is Valentine's Day celebrated?
February.
Correct. Lance, in fashion flip-flops are worn where on the body?
Your feet.
Correct. Eric, which sport would you associate Andy Murray?
Tennis.
Correct. Millie,
Bank.
what K is a type of bird and is also a type of fruit?
Kiwi.
Correct. Walter, which planet in our solar system is commonly referred as the red planet?
Mars.
Correct. Josh, in maths what's 21 plus 19?
50.
No, even 40. Helen, on a treasure map what letter marks the spot where the treasure is buried?
X.
Correct. Candy, in food what are the main ingredients in an omelette?
Eggs.
Correct. Addison, complete the phrase, you can teach an old what new tricks?
Dog.
Correct. Nadia, which Italian artist painted the Mona Lisa?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Correct. Lance, Heathrow is a major airport located in which English city?
Is it London?
Correct. Eric,
Bank.
how many minutes are in 1 hour and a half?
90.
Correct. Millie, which female singer sang the song My Heart Will Go On, which was featured in the 1997 film Titanic?
Whitney Houston.
No, Celine Dion. Walter, what term is used for trees that do not lose their leaves? Deciduous or evergreens?
Evergreens.
Correct. Josh, in what kind of establishment does the television drama Holby City take place?
Hospital.
Correct. Helen, What structure made of glass typically in a garden uses heat from the sun to help plants grow?
A greenhouse.
Correct. Handy. In a game of bowling, what S is a term used when 10 pins are knocked down in a single bowl?
Strike.
Correct. Addison. The highly contagious virus influenza is commonly shortened to what three-letter word?
Flu.
Correct. Nadia. Sodium chloride is the scientific name given to what condiment?
Salt.
Correct. Lance. In the Winnie the Pooh books by A.A. Milne, what kind of animal was Eeyore?
Donkey.
Correct. Eric.
Bank.
Okay. It took you long enough, but you still managed to reach and bank your £1,000 target. That money will go through to the next round. But one of you will not. Who made you take so long to reach your target? Who simply cannot be trusted? Who has already outstayed their welcome? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In the first round, Addison is statistically the strongest link. The weakest link was Josh, due to getting a question wrong, but he will be first to go in this early stage of the game.
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think was the weakest link.
Millie.
Lance.
Josh?
Millie.
Josh.
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 Millie.
Addison, remind me what you do for a living.
I'm an internet blogger.
And what things do you blog about on the internet?
I mainly just blog about my life.
I see. Give me an example.
Well, in my blogs I show and tell my viewers what I'm doing today, like if I'm going to a party, going to clubs, or if I'm going on holiday.
Interesting. Do you have a lot of viewers?
Yeah, I would say so. I have about 20,000 to 60,000 viewers that read my blogs.
That was a lot more than I thought. And did you tell them you were coming on today's weakest link?
Yes, I did, and they were wishing me good luck and hoping that I will win today.
Oh well, no pressure then. So Addison, why have you voted for Josh?
It was between him and Millie, but I'm pretty sure Millie banked money, so I voted for Josh, because he got a very simple maths question wrong, which is no excuse to be honest.
No excuse indeed. Helen, what is it you do for a living?
I'm a businesswoman.
What kind of business?
I'm a businesswoman of a jewellery company.
How long have you been doing that?
For nearly 6 years.
And do you enjoy being a businesswoman of a jewellery company?
Yes, I love it. It's well paid, and jewellery has always been one of my passions, so I studied hard at school and uni to get my business qualifications.
Do you have any other passions besides jewellery?
Yes, I do. My other passion is reading books.
And what kind of books do you like to read?
I like all books, but I particularly like history books and general knowledge books, because I like to keep my brain sharp.
We shall see how sharp your brain is later on. So Helen, why Josh? You don't like him much?
Well, he did get a very simple maths question wrong, which quite frankly a primary school student should answer that correctly, so Addison is quite right. There's no excuse.
Josh, the 33-year-old music artist, who can't answer a simple maths question correctly, it's all over for you. With 5 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm really annoyed at myself for getting that maths question wrong. I knew it was 50, but I answered too quickly and fluffed it up. I would still be here if that didn't happen. I think that was very unnecessary for Helen making that primary school comment. She's very rude, and I hope she doesn't win.
Round 2. You've managed to achieve your target in the last round, so you have £1,000 in the bank so far. There are 8 of you left. We're cutting 10 seconds from the clock. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round, and that's Addison. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Addison, what is a brain condition that causes temporary memory loss?
Amnesia.
Correct. Nadia. Complete the name of Martin Luther King's famous speech. I had a what?
Dream.
Correct. Lance. In sport, which English Premier League club has their home ground Villa Park in Birmingham?
Man City?
No, Lance. Aston Villa. Eric, what star sign is represented by fish?
Pisces.
Correct. Millie. In the Popeye cartoons, what food does Popeye eat to gain his strength?
Spinach.
Correct. Walter. Which internal organ does the disease cirrhosis affect?
The liver.
Correct. Helen. If someone was born in 1992, what year would they celebrate their 40th birthday?
2032.
Correct. Candy. In the computer abbreviation RAM, what does the M stand for?
Pass.
Memory. Addison, which Irish author wrote a novel titled The Importance of Being Earnest?
Oscar Wilde.
Correct. Nadia. In which Asian country does the art of origami originate from?
Japan.
Correct. Lance. If a child were to look and act like their parents, they are said to be a chip of the old what?
Block.
Correct. Eric.
Bank.
Which king of England is most famous for having 6 wives?
Henry VIII.
Correct. Millie.
Bank.
In the phonetic alphabet, if A is Alpha and Z is Zulu, what is X?
X-ray.
Correct. Walter. Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver and Marco Pierre White are all British professional what?
Chefs.
Correct. Helen. Which American actor played Mrs. Doubtfire in the 1993 film with the same name?
Robin Williams.
Correct. Candy. Which DC Comics superhero has the real name of Clark Kent?
Batman?
No, Superman. Addison, which American male singer was famously dubbed as the King of Pop?
Michael Jackson.
Correct. Nadia. How many weeks are in 42 days?
7. No, I mean 6.
No, I have to accept your first answer. 6 is the correct answer. Lance, in superstitions, carrying a rabbit's what is said to give you good luck?
Tail.
Time's up. The correct answer, Lance, was rabbit's foot. Well, that was absolutely awful. After reaching your target in the previous round, you banked an unimpressive, embarrassing, disappointing, depressing £120. Who is to blame for this complete rubbish performance? Who's the idiot that desperately needs to go back to their village? One of you is about to leave with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the second time in the game, Addison is the strongest link. He answered the most questions correctly. With no correct answers, Candy is the weakest link. But who will lose out in the vote?
Okay, voting over. It's time to reveal who you think was the weakest link.
Lance.
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 Candy.
Lance.
Millie.
Eric, what is it you do for a living?
I'm a financial advisor.
How long have you been giving people financial advice?
For almost 21 years.
And would you say that you were good at your job?
Of course, I would even say that I'm one of the best financial advisors in the business.
Really? What makes you so sure about that?
Well, for the 2 decades I've been a financial advisor, I have always gotten excellent feedback saying my advice was professional, no complaints whatsoever, and I even have a certificate to prove it. I would show you it, but it's in my house right now.
How interesting. When did you receive your certificate?
I earned my certificate in November of 2006, and since then, I have been a professionally trained financial advisor, and it makes me very proud.
You certainly look proud about it. So Eric, why did you vote for Lance, who apparently works in a convenience store?
I voted for Lance, because he got 2 questions wrong, and he wasted too much time on his last question. Also his question about Aston Villa, why would you think the answer was Manchester City, when Villa Park is located in Birmingham?
Did you think he was the weakest link?
Yes, I did. I would be surprised if he wasn't.
Well, then Eric, prepare to be surprised. He was not the weakest link in this round. Nadia, you said that you are a hotel owner?
Yes.
And what kind of hotel do you own?
I own a 4-star luxury bed and breakfast hotel in the city.
How long have you been the owner of your hotel?
For 2.5 years.
That's not as long as I was expecting. What were you doing before you were the owner of the hotel?
Well, I was actually the hotel manager before I became the owner. My husband used to be the owner, but he retired due to health difficulties. He asked to take his place and I agreed.
So basically, your hotel is run by your family?
Yes, that's right. I have sons and daughters who are also employees in the hotel, and my oldest son will take my place when I eventually retire.
Are you planning on retiring soon?
Not really. I would say I have another 14 or 15 years until I decide I retire. If everything goes to plan, of course.
Indeed. So Nadia, why Lance? Did you also think he was the weakest link?
Yes, I thought he got all of his questions wrong, and he was very hesitant at the end of the round. But since you told Eric he was wrong, I don't know who was the weakest link.
You thought wrong. Lance at least got 1 question correct in this round, but however there's someone else who got all of their questions wrong. Candy, who do you think was that?
It was me. Sorry, Lance.
Too late for saying sorry. Well, Candy was the worst player in this round, but it's votes that count. Lance, who's 42 years old and works in a convenience store, who thinks Manchester City's home ground is in Birmingham, and also thinks a rabbit's tail gives you luck. With 6 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
To be honest, I was expecting to be voted off. I knew I was struggling in that round, and I was very surprised that I wasn't the weakest link, because I thought I was. I doubt I would have done better in the next round anyway. I hope Eric doesn't win, because he already makes a lot of money being a professional financial advisor, and he thinks he's better than everyone else and knows everything.
Round 3. After that terrible round, you now have in the kitty £1,120 out of a possible £2,000. There are 7 of you left. We're cutting another 10 seconds from the clock. We'll start with the strongest link in the last round, and that's Addison. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Addison, Havana is the capital and largest city by population of which Caribbean country?
Is it Cuba?
Correct. Nadia. In Cockney rhyming slang, what are apples and pears?
Stairs.
Correct. Eric. Which English fantasy novelist wrote The Hobbit and Lord and the Rings?
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Correct. Millie. In the abbreviation NATO, what does the N stand for?
National?
No, North. Walter, who is the lead guitarist for the British rock band Queen?
Brian May.
Correct. Helen. In the 1939 film Wizard of Oz, the capital city shares its name with what green gemstone?
Emerald.
Correct. Candy. What word is given to someone who leads an orchestra and someone collects tickets on a train?
Pass.
The correct answer was conductor. Candy. Addison, in the animal kingdom, what are types of animals that carry their young in a pouch?
Marsupials.
Correct. Nadia. In which decade of the 20th century was the novel How to Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee published?
The 1940s.
No, the 1960s. Eric, in food, what dried fruit are prunes made from?
Plums.
Correct. Millie.
Bank.
The term for someone who exercises by lifting weights is said to be pumping what metal?
Iron.
Correct. Walter. In UK politics, Keir Starmer is the current leader of what party?
The Labour Party.
Correct. Helen.
Bank.
Which English comedian played the character Smithy in Gavin and Stacey and the host of The Late Late Show since 2015?
That's James Corden.
Correct. Candy.
Bank.
Which American state is known as the Sunshine State?
It's California.
No, it's not. Candy. It's Florida. Addison, in which sport do the Six Nations compete?
Rugby.
Correct. Nadia. What bee is a reddish-brown color and also a wine-making region of France?
Burgundy.
Correct. Eric.
Bang.
In which Scottish city does the River Clyde flow through?
Glasgow.
Correct. Lily. Time's up. You didn't do much better in this round, team. In fact, it's still a very measly amount of money. You banked a pathetic £140. Who is not pulling their weight? Who is the dunce that definitely and desperately needs to be ditched? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the first time in the game, Eric is the strongest link, since he answered all of his questions correctly and banked some money for the team. The weakest link is Candy again. She got all of her questions wrong. Will she escape the vote a second time?
Voting over. It's time to reveal who you think was the weakest link.
Candy.
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 Millie.
Candy.
Candy.
Millie. What do you do for a living?
I'm a university student.
And what are you currently studying at university?
I'm studying geography and world history.
How interesting. And how long have you been studying geography and world history for?
For 3 years.
3 years you've been studying geography and world history, but yet you've never heard of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, best known as NATO?
I've heard of NATO, I just couldn't remember what it stood for.
Well, it looks like those 3 years have been worthwhile. When you're not busy studying at university, what do you get up to in your spare time?
In my spare time I like to watch movies, listen to music, and hang out with my friends.
What kind of movies do you like to watch?
I like all types of movies, but if I had to pick a favorite genre, it would definitely be romantic comedies.
And what is your favorite romantic comedy?
My favorite romantic comedy is When Harry Met Sally. I've watched that film hundreds of times, and I still never get tired of it.
Okay, so Millie, why did you vote for Candy the hairdresser?
I voted for Candy because I'm pretty sure she got a few questions wrong, and she was struggling in the previous round as well.
Struggling is an understatement. She didn't get a single correct answer in this round, or the last round. Walter, you said you were a retired entertainer?
Yes. How long have you been entertaining people before you retired?
Well, I've been entertaining people since in my early 20s, so I would say probably more than 50 years.
Really? That's astonishing. What did you do to entertain people?
I would sing and tell jokes on stage, and I would occasionally do magic tricks as well.
I see. You must have really enjoyed entertaining people, especially you've been doing it for over 50 years.
Of course, entertaining people has always been a passion of mine. Even though I'm retired from doing it professionally, I still entertain my family on special occasions.
So since you're now retired, and when you're not busy entertaining your family, what else do you do these days?
Nowadays, I like to sit back and relax and listen to old tunes on the radio. And I also like to go to the library and read some books.
Fair enough. So Walter, why Candy?
Because like you said, she got all of her questions wrong in this round. Which is no good because she's making us lose lots of money. And I think it's time for Candy to go.
Candy, the 25-year-old hairdresser, who has no idea what a conductor is. Let's be completely honest, you've been a total disaster throughout the game, and the team has finally had enough of your failure. Well, just like Walter said, it's time for you to go. Unanimously with 6 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm very sad to be voted off, because I really wanted to try my best and win the weakest link, but I guess the team had the right to vote me off since my performance was terrible. I don't want Helen or Eric to win, because they are both so stuck up, and they don't need the prize money.